find it really weird when people try, how can I say this? When people try to figure out something that I don't think there's any way to really figure out, but they think they've figured it out. Let me just give you this one example, which is why I'm making this video. I just saw a short with Sam Harris. For those of you who don't know, he's a very famous atheist who meditates. He's into meditation. He said free will doesn't make any sense. When you really examine it, it doesn't make sense. So in other words, we don't have free will. Really? Now, I don't know for a fact that we do or we don't. I'm going to assume we do. And I'm going to assume that it wasn't predetermined that I would make this video and would say the things that I'm saying, or that Sam would make the video that he made saying what he is saying. I'll post the link to that short in the description below. But Sam, do I have the free will to do what I'm doing right now with my hands? Or was it predetermined and I simply can't stop doing it? Well, wait, I did stop. Did I choose to stop freely? Was it my free will that I do these things with my hands? Or is this not my free will? I am not freely choosing to do this. Something is causing me to do this, and there was no way I could have done it any way differently. So if I'm doing this, there's no way I'm going to stop, except I could choose to stop, but that's only because I was predetermined to stop, and then I'm going to start up again and shake my no. None of this is free will. I don't have the free will to move my hand or not move my hand. That makes sense to you? See, I have the free will. Look, I can move my hand up. Now I'm going to bring it up, but I chose not to. Well, there I go. I'll bring it up. This is free will. Now, do I know for a fact that I have free will? No. But it makes no sense when you having free will, when you think about it, it doesn't make any sense. Yes, it makes perfect sense. I am freely choosing to say what I'm saying and move in the way I'm moving. I am freely, if something is making me do it, okay, there's nothing I can do about that. And I have no knowledge that something is making me do it. So is it God? Is it the devil? Is it what? You're an atheist. If you don't have free will, and I think Lawrence Krauss said that when you examine the universe, determinism seems to be what's going on. I'm like, really? Determinism? So everything's predetermined. Then is Hitler innocent? I mean, he couldn't do any other way than what he did. If there's no way Hitler could have done other than what he did, Jeffrey Dahmer, John Gacy, name your person, you, me, everything we've done in life, was all predetermined, then life is a joke, and there's something going on here, and atheism isn't the case. Then how could you say atheism? There's got to be something going on. Nothing caused everything to be predetermined? Well, you guys believe everything came from nothing, so hey, why not? This doesn't make any sense, man. Again, I can't prove that I have free will, but why would I think I don't? If I don't have free will, then something is making me do everything that I do, or it was already predetermined, and I'm just going through the motions, and I don't even realize it. That makes no sense. Free will makes sense. I know Christians who believe we don't have free will. I know a Christian universalist. He believes in universal salvation. And he says we don't have free will. He said if you were given a choice to eat an apple pie or a blueberry pie, he said in that moment it looks like you have a choice. But the moment you choose which one you're going to eat, it was predetermined and you really could not have made any other choice. And I went, yeah, you could. So let's say I chose to eat the apple pie. Well, then there was no way you would have done anything. It was predetermined. You just don't know it. You think you freely chose to take a bite of the apple pie. No, I freely chose to do that. Why would something outside of my own free will cause me to take a bite of the apple pie instead of the blueberry pie? That doesn't make any sense. Yet he's convinced that we don't have free will, and apparently Sam Harris and apparently Lawrence Krauss, two atheists, are convinced we don't have free will. How can you possibly prove that we don't have free will? And then how can we be held responsible for anything we do if that's the case? On what basis are we responsible for anything we do, good or bad, moral or immoral? This doesn't make any sense. I'm not buying it. That's what doesn't make any sense. Your video, Sam, doesn't make any sense. But I'm open to being wrong because I know that I don't know everything. But was I predetermined to say that?